Well, we have a lot to worry about, don't we? I mean, our activity's been restricted. Can't go out to eat. Kids are home from school. And the 401k circling the drain. Well, Mother Nature hasn't even noticed. Out here in the wilderness, life goes on. Well, in case we have met, I'm veterinarian Dr. Jeff Nickel, and this is our family dog, Miss America. Well, I'm residency trained in veterinary behavior medicine, but we're not going to talk so much about that today, except that we're going to talk about getting outside in the wilderness. And even if that's just a park near your house, it's a wonderful way to share just excellent escape with your dog. We're going to talk a little bit about just simple obedience work that can make life much easier because it derails your dog from the anxiety that, well, might be part of your dog anyway. Anxiety is sort of fundamental to our condition and our dogs. It's a survival instinct. But the other primary thing is that everybody's edgy right now. Coronavirus and all that. Well, our dogs watch us and they follow our emotional lead. So if we are just a little bit off and we just get out of the house, social distancing is important, but our dogs aren't going to carry coronavirus. There's no problem swapping spit with your dog. So let's enjoy good times together and give your dog opportunities to earn resources from you so that she can feel better, or he, and so can you. And touching and hugging, remember that releases the love hormone oxytocin, very good for everybody. So let's take a little walk. We're in the Akechi open space area in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's right outside of town, easy to get to, and I'll bet if you look around where you live, Google nature near me, you're going to find this places you might not even know exist. Load your dog in the car. All right? So let's take a walk and see where this leads us. This is a beautiful trail. You can see these excellent flowering trees. This is an area of the desert where we live, of course, in New Mexico, and there's wetlands here. Does that sound crazy? Well, we're on the migratory pathway of the cranes, and we have ducks, and we've got just beautiful things here, and we have our dog here who's just cruising, sniffing. It's easy to want to take a beautiful walk and relax, and dog's got to take a whiz. And all this sniffing, she's not just figuring out that other dogs have been here and wildlife too, which is a really excellent experience for her, but she's also reading messages. I mean, more than just the scent of other creatures and knowing that they were here and leaving her scent behind. But when we talk about them leaving messages and reading the bulletin boards, well, they're actually doing that because there are little tiny glands between the toes of their little toe pads that secrete something called semiochemicals, and these things are communications. Our dogs are actually communicating with another dog they may never see. These are communications that only other dogs will recognize because they're canine specific. And so, if you look at Miss America here, just sniffing, she's doing something highly social right now, even though there's not another dog in sight. And that's what makes leash walks, even if it's just in your neighborhood, where other dogs have been. It's essential to their nature, and without that, well, their behaviors can get a little bit wiggy. We've got an obligation to take care of our dog's needs, and this one is just fundamental to them. And oftentimes I hear about people, they say, gosh, how the heck can I get my dog to stop all that sniffing? Male and female dogs need to do it. Of course, the males can be a little bit more of a pain in the neck because they're more prone to have to stop and mark so often. Well, what I advise people to do is to say, well, first half of the walk is my dog's, and he can do as he must, and I'll be patient because it's necessary for him. And then second half of the walk, I can power walk it, and my dog's job is to go along with me. A little partnership. And so here's Miss America, and she's just trucking right along, having a nice time. There's a family enjoying some good times together here. We'll just move along. But you can find any place where you live. I bet there are beautiful areas that you can just spend a little time. Your dog a little exercise. You know, this business of social distancing and staying home. We need to do that to keep this epidemic from spreading. But you know, outdoor stuff, we can be quite safe. We don't have to risk spreading a virus. We can just enjoy this thing. So here we are along in this other area of the bosque. Bosque is Spanish for woods. Here in Albuquerque, we have the Rio Grande. There's a sign there that says Rio Grande River, which is a redundancy because Rio means river in Spanish. So we don't say Rio Grande River, we say Rio Grande. And there are ditches that come off to irrigate the farmland along this area. They're called acequias. And we have these excellent signs here that, you know, explore the fauna and the flora. And you know, so many nice nature areas have these beautiful plant life and, you know, educational opportunities, so you can take your kids. And something that may not think about is that, you know, not everybody in our circle of friends has a dog. Maybe they should, but they don't. Look at this, the North Star Arboretum. This is just an example of our natural woods here, our bosque as we call it, explaining a lot of our wildlife and how they live. It's pretty cool. And let me show you a really cool up here, this nest up in this tree. Let's see if we can get there. I'm looking for it. I can see it in reality here, but I'm not sure. There it is. Do you see that nest up there? That, we believe, is a owl's nest. And we have owls around here. We've got a lot of cool birds here in the wilderness. And we are very fortunate to live nearby. Actually, our house is within walking distance of this place. So, where's our next stop? Back this way, all right? Let me turn this around this way. There we go. Sort of plotted this little path yesterday. One of the things I want to show you is the big wetland pond. Again, it's right on the migratory pathway of the cranes. We have ducks in there and geese. It may not be today, you never know. It's always worth checking. And here, of course, is Miss America. She's just enjoying the hike, sniffing as she goes, being a dog. But, you know, back to friends who don't have a dog, yeah, they just might not be into pets. You and I probably don't understand that, how anybody could not be into pets, but because they bring so much to our life. But, you know, folks who may be sheltering in place, they need to get out too. And you can bring your dog. Oh, look, I have a message. And this one is from, I'm having trouble reading that. That's our man Manners. Yeah, thank you for coming. This is great. For going out, gets the pets to go out and get some energy. Yeah, I'm having trouble focusing on that. Gotta bring my bifocals or something. And thank you for tuning in. I'm glad this is something you enjoy. Ann has visited us here. Ann is my sister-in-law. And Miss America, what are you looking at there, girlfriend? Yeah, just whatever it is she sees. You can see a little bit of the water through there. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go this way very briefly and just show this. Miss America, come with your daddy. That's a big girl. Have a look over here. Now, you see this footbridge here? Yeah, Maddie doesn't want to cross it. Her real name is Maddie, but I call her Miss America because she's cute and perky and she wants to cure world hunger. I'm not going to make you cross this bridge, girl. I just want to show people this. This is sort of a quasi-natural water area. It comes right off the river, and they made this into it's a park. And so, you know, they had to move things around here to get the water where they wanted it. But it is in the natural area. It is where the migratory bird patterns have been all along, and so consequently, it's right where it needs to be. All right, now let me turn this way very slowly. I'm going to show you a sign. There it is right there. Explains about how we recycle water here in New Mexico. And boy, you live in a desert, we've got to be very careful about our water. But this is recycled water, so we don't drink it. And then there's this other sign here. There is no poop fairy. And you know, there are a lot of dog walkers, and most people are very responsible about that, I'm proud to say. And in fact, for those people who don't think to bring little plastic poop bags, I have little dispensers for them. And I think a lot of communities are starting to do that, rather than just scolding and fining dog parents for, you know, forgetting. They make it easy for us to succeed, which is really what I love to do with my dog, is set her up for success. Because, you know, she's on a leash, which is not natural for dogs, but you can't be a responsible dog parent unless you manage your dog on a leash. And so you have to give them an easy way of behaving properly, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. It's all right, guys. Now, this is the overlook. In fact, you know, it shows some of the birds that we're going to see, and the frogs. Mostly here in the desert we have toads. Look at this. Looks like a dragonfly. It is a dragonfly. And then this explains a lot about what's going on. And let me just show you this. I'm going to come right around there, drop that leash. Take a look at this. Is this cool or what? And this is a blind. In other words, you know, you've got spaces for adult-sized people, and then little windows here, no glass in them, but for children. And so often we see people just camped out here watching nature. And I was hoping that when we did this Facebook Live, we'd have more creatures to show you than we do. But we don't. So we're gonna have to, well, we could do it again another time. All right. So, here, come here, girlfriend. There you go. All right. So, let's go this way. Sorry about that. I moved the camera. I hope nobody got sick. There we go. So, we're taking this trip around this way. Got some other folks. Got a little child on a bicycle coming up here. Some family behind us. Got these little guys here. Boy, it's so important for families to get out and to do this stuff and just give you a break from, you know, what I think is the stressful situation of, well, we all find ourselves here. And hi guys. Well, Miss America decided that the movement of that scooter was something that she couldn't resist, which is not something that this dog would have bitten anybody, but that movement is hard to resist. So having her on a leash made a lot of sense, didn't it? Could have scared that little child, and we don't want that. Isn't this beautiful right here? And you can sit on these cool little benches. And I'll tell you what I'd like to do, Carolyn. I'm going to give you this iPhone here and ask you to just shoot me in Miss America. Let me hand you the leash here for just a minute first. There we go. And I'm going to I'm just going to turn the camera like this. And there we go. You want me to take this from you? All right. Okay. And if you just back up, and we'll just show a little bit of basic what we do. I have a treat bag. You can see my treat bag here. Listen, you come? Good. Can you sit? Nice. And you know, it's really valuable to give a dog a food reward. It's a primary reinforcer. All dogs work. And so what I'm going to do now is, Maddie, are you listening? Heel. Good. Nice. Good. Maddie. Down. Nice. Oh, good. Sometimes they have to be reminded because they forget. And it's valuable to wait because a dog's job, among other things, is to watch its leader for opportunities to earn a reinforcer. And so if they jump the gun, it's best to put them back where they belong and require them to wait. And then wait, watch for their opportunity to earn a resource. Maddie, come. Good girl. And then she gets the biscuit. Look how good you are. Here's something else I'd like to show. Just because we do this sometimes when we're near traffic, she might lunge out at a car. And I want her attention. I'll bring out this thing called a click stick. It's a target with a clicker button. Maddie, target. She touches her nose and earns an immediate click because, well, my thumb's already on the button. I bring the treat up to my face and very slowly hand it to her. And I have her full attention when that's going on. And the next time I need her attention, I may move the target stick. Target. Good girl. She earns an immediate click. And then I can be a little bit slow with the treat. I bring it up to my eyes because I want her to follow it to my eyes. So it's eyeball to eyeball, leader to subordinate. And then I give her the treat. And if I want her attention, such that she's not wandering off and trying to focus on something else, then I can give her this series of commands and reinforcers. But the target is a skill that you can teach by using a little bit of peanut butter on the end of the target stick. Some people just use their hands as a target stick. But a clicker is a beautiful thing because your thumb is on the button before you actually give the command. So that as soon as the dog does it, you're pushing that button immediately, and the dog gets an immediate marker, and they're neurons of the brain. There are neural centers in the brain that send information, and the transit time is a half second. So when you click that button, your reaction time is about a half a second, and you are marking the behavior, and it's the fastest method of learning that we know. So if I'm going to say, Maddie, target, are you paying attention? Good girl. And she gets the immediate click as a reinforcer, and then I give her the treat. And I have her attention while I'm doing all that stuff. I did very well. Yes, you did. If anybody has any questions, by all means. And then I have a release word for most of this is okay, which means that she can do whatever she wants. Thank you, Carolyn. All right. So we're moving on to another place here in our little hike. There's Miss America. She's following her mama, sniffing along the way, just checking to see what's going on here. We've got another area here. We have this wonderful learning center. This is the Akechi Open Space, Bachechi. It's named for a family that had their farm right here, starting in the 30s. And it's a city purchased this land, and they built these open space areas. You can see way off back. Whoops. Can you make it, honey? Okay, jump up. That's a big girl. There we go. This is one of the acequias here. Do you see this little ditch coming through here? This is meant for irrigation of crops. And an acequia, of course, is a Spanish word, and it has to do with the irrigation ditch system. And actually, this picture here, these gentlemen managing what's called a turnout, that's that big valve that lets water into these acequias. That looks like some historical picture from, 3 generations ago. Actually, it's still done that way right now. In fact, there's one of these turnouts right here. Let me give you a better look at that. And you may be able to see the handle on that, where they can raise and lower the, it's usually a wooden, kind of a guillotine kind of an affair that drops down in there. And you can see all this wetland area here. You can probably see in the distance there's traffic going by on Rio Grande Boulevard. This area is considered semi-rural. The walk we take on the irrigation ditch right near our house, people raise cattle and sheep and horses, and we have people raising hens right in our neighborhood. But we're close enough to, shopping, and it's literally, you can walk to that too. We're very fortunate in this part of town. But again, if you Google nature near me or wilderness near me, and I've tried this on Google Maps on my smartphone, I was able to find everything in the whole area. Boy, I would just encourage you to do that anytime, but boy, especially with the need to get the heck out of the house, because we're all sort of running the risk of getting isolated. And boy, that's just not that's not much fun, and it's not good for the spirit, nor for our dogs. And don't forget that our dogs watch us for opportunities to earn resources, and that includes interactions with their leader. People say all the time, "Well, my dog is so smart. He picks up, he senses my emotions." Well, it's easy to understand how people would think that, but in reality, they read us like a book. There's nothing about our emotions, our body signals, that our dogs miss. They pick up on everything and they read it. And because they are our subordinates, we are their leaders, they simply follow our emotional lead. So if you're a little edgy and nervous, I get it. Here you go. This is the Memorial Rose Garden. Let me get the sign here. That's pretty cool, huh? Well, the roses aren't blooming right now. Boy, when they are, this little area is just absolutely gorgeous. And they give you these great places to sit and just relax. Here's pictures of the Akechi family. And over here, it's pretty cool. It's an aerial picture of their farm from back in the 1950s. Which, I guess if you're my age, it doesn't seem like that long ago. But that's the essence of it. And then you can see over here, I don't know if you can see way in the distance there's a whole bunch of folks having a nature walk and just some presentations and facts all about this area. And you can do that outside without having too big a group to risk the transmission of the virus. Anyway, just wanted to share this kind of thing with you and encourage you to share this with your dog, and bring your friends along who don't even have a dog. They need to do it too. We're not going to try to convert them to being dog parents, but we can sure, share the experience of being kind to ourselves, being kind to our dog, and everybody around us. Get the heck out of the house in ways that are completely safe and don't risk anybody causing a problem with the coronavirus. Obviously, on everybody's mind, well, let's take a break from all that stress. So if any questions come up about pet behavior or other physical problems, I have so many years of experience in general veterinary medicine, and I still practice it in every behavior case I see. So anything, you're welcome to send it to me as a question on Facebook, and any comments, anytime. So, Miss America, come on over here, honey. That's a big girl. Will you come next to me? Oh, look how good you are. Will you sit? Very nice. And here, we'll turn around the camera and we'll say goodbye to our friends. Thank you for tuning in. And by the way, if you'd like to get this Facebook Live and every Facebook Live I do and my weekly media blog, just go to my website, drjeffnichol.com. That's drjeffnichol.com. And you can subscribe to my website. It's no charge. And when you do, I will send you my free at-home pet first aid and CPR guide. And every Tuesday morning in your email, you will get my media blog, which is my newspaper column that shows up every week in the Albuquerque Journal, and you'll get the Facebook Live, so you don't have to tune in for it. And I hope you can relax and just kind of get through this thing and find great ways to enjoy life anyway. I do these things because I want to bring out the best in pets and their people, and I'm very fortunate to have the pets I do and the line of work that I'm in. So thank you for sharing this with me, and we'll see you next week.